The Republican Party in the next 5 years needs to make a conscious decision whether to pursue liberty or whether to die and go away. Because if it doesn't choose liberty, if it doesn't choose the principles that America was founded on, it's going to go away and some third party is going to rise to replace it. Because the Democratic Party is proposing pretty much everything that the Republican Party other than Ron Paul wants. My name is Alex Bowler. I'm from Clearwater, Florida. I first heard about Ron Paul when he was in the 2008 primary debates.
What was it about Ron Paul that got your attention?
He was being very consistent and very true to the Constitution, unlike the other candidates who were in the debates.
I'm David Brunel. I'm from Florida State University. I learned about Ron Paul my sophomore year of high school from a friend in my Spanish class.
What is it about Ron Paul that stands out from the others?
He's the most honest candidate. He has the best voting record. He actually wants to fix the economy, has a real plan. It's a game changer.
Do you think a lot of the people here that support Santorum, do you think a lot of them realize that he's voted for to fund Planned Parenthood and big bills and he says, well, it's part of the bill?
Sometimes I don't think that they're aware, or they just do the whole ignorance is bliss thing.
What counts is action, not rhetoric, and Ron has never voted for funding of the local schools, and that's where the parents, the churches, the communities, that's where they lose the power, is when the funds come from the federal government. Ron's never voted for that. All the Republicans that talk about family values, social values, they probably voted for the funding of the local schools, and that's where SIECUS, S-I-E-C-U-S, that funded sex ed in the schools, that was all funded by the federal government. If we can cut that off, a lot of this is going to dry up and the social conservatives will be very happy.
Tell me a little bit about the main issue for you that makes you pay attention to what he's saying.
Well, I was in high school during the Vietnam War, and I was very informed about what was going on and that we weren't allowed to win. And no-win international wars has been my hot button ever since my high school days. And I vowed I'm tired of these international no-win wars where we're not allowed to win, and I agree, or Ron agrees with me, that if we need to go to war, you go and you fight like we did in World War II, you win it, and you come home, and you don't leave any POWs behind. And I think a lot of Republicans, it just hadn't clicked. They haven't gotten over that hump to realize it's always an international no-win war, usually on the other side of the globe, which is the most expensive war to fight, is when you're having to, just logistically. I mean, I heard it, we're paying $400 a gallon for gas in Afghanistan. I'm hoping that the military, like my son was a Marine 8 years, he's very active, he's an Oath Keepers, and he wants to stop.
Are you excited to see a lot of young people here that support Ron?
Yes. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle generation. I see my kids and grandkids, and then I see the people older than I am, and I'm looking at both, and I want to go with the young because that's the future.
Hi, my name's Harry Painter. I'm from Livermore, California. I've been a Ron Paul supporter since 2007.
What is it about Ron Paul that you think is different than the others?
What isn't different? He, on everything, foreign policy, domestic policy, economic policy, whatever. He's the only one that says what he believes. He's the only one that hasn't made of plastic.
How do you see the bigger narrative of how things are going? Are you hopeful? What are your thoughts?
I'm very hopeful. In 2008, it seemed like he was a fringe candidate, which is what the media always said. They tried to say that this time, but it seems to me like he's not a fringe candidate at all anymore. It seems to me like mainstream conservatives like Ron Paul now. It seems to me like Ron Paul is the future. So I'm very hopeful for the future because he is the future. We are the future.
Thanks a lot. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I also want to add that Ron Paul, I think, is the only person that can beat Obama. That is actually, I think, one of the main reasons a lot of people are switching to him now is because they know that without Ron Paul, they cannot beat Obama in November.
Do you think the Republican Party has a future if they, like Crystal would like to do from the American Standard, you'd like to show him the door, he should leave the party? Do you think the Republican Party has a future if they try to kick him out?
If they kick Ron Paul out, the Republican Party will die.
I am the future! I support Ron Paul!
Click here to donate to support efforts to elect Ron Paul to the White House.